Hi, in this video, we're going to use a calculator to help us solve a quadratic equation. This is going to be using the quadratic formula, and to do that, we need to start by finding the a, b, and c values from the quadratic equation. The a value is what is directly in front of the x squared. The b value is directly in front of the x, and the c is by itself. Note that any signs that are a part of the equation are part of your number. So for example, since it's minus 21 at the end there, in this case, c is negative 21. So the other thing you want to make sure that you're noticing is that our equation equals 0. Always make sure that that is happening before you start anything else. Now, in quadratic formula, we know that x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, and that is all over 2a. So let's say we want to go ahead and plug our numbers in now. So that first part, negative b, is negative 32. Then we have plus or minus, and we have the square root of b squared. Now, again, b is 32, so this is 32 squared. Then we have minus 4 times our a is 5 times our c is negative 21. And that is all over 2 times our a value, which once again is 5. Now, you're going to still need to write this out by hand. The calculator doesn't solve it for you, but let's take a look at how we can type this into our calculator to make this a little bit easier to work with on that side of things. Let's start by clicking the alpha and the y equals button. This will let us choose the fraction format for our input. Now we're going to be able to input what we wrote. So negative 32, and we'll start with the plus, the square root of 32 squared. And then we'll have our minus 4 times 5 times negative 21. Now that's going to go all over 2 times our 5. And once we do that, we're going to have our first answer, which is 3/5. Now, this first answer is if you have the plus. We also need to find the answer if we have the minus in between. We can, of course, retype this from scratch if we need. However, we can also arrow up to the original one that we had and press enter. This copy pastes it down into the next part so that we're basically reusing it. Then you use your arrow to get up to the plus sign that's right before the square root. And then when you're hovered over it, you press minus to replace and you press enter, and there is our second solution. So now we can see that x is equal to 3/5 and negative 7. Those are the two solutions to this equation.